The Cincinnati Bengals versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is who's in, who's out, and everything you need to know about this game. So, the 8-8 Cincinnati Bengals travel to Pittsburgh to take on the 10-6 Pittsburgh Steelers at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. This game will be played Saturday prime time at Acrisure Stadium. But first, before I get more into the injuries and everything like that, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, each team is coming into this game with a decent amount of players injured, questionable, or out for this week's game. So let's start off with the Steelers. The Steelers are coming to this game, and players on injury reserve have returned to practice like Roman Wilson, Cole Holcomb, and Logan Lee. But all those players are still ruled out. Also, starting cornerback Dante Jackson with a back injury is also questionable for the game. Those are the 4 players for the Steelers with game statuses and who are up in the air or out. There's other players during the week who are also injured but have returned and will play, like Justin Fields, Ben Skornick, and Joey Porter Jr., Jalen Warren. So those players will play even though they were injured during the week or last week's game. But those 4 other players, those players are out or questionable. Now, let's move over to the Cincinnati Bengals injury report because they have a lengthy list as well. And people with game statuses. For example, running back Chase Brown with an ankle injury, he was ruled questionable. Wide receiver T. Higgins, ankle and knee injury, also questionable. Defensive end Sam Hubbard with a knee injury is out. Wide receiver Charlie Jones with a groin injury is questionable. Offensive tackle Maurice Mims with an ankle and hand injury is questionable. Tight end Drew Sample with a groin injury is questionable. Cornerback Cam Taylor-Britt with an ankle injury is questionable. So that's the injury status for all those players for the Cincinnati Bengals and who is up in the air or out. So they have a lengthy list as well. So, enough with the injuries. Let's talk about the importance of this game. I already made a video on this earlier in the week, basically going over the playoff scenarios for the Steelers, who they could face if they win, lose, everything like that. But let's just go over it for both teams, because this game is really important for the Bengals as well. The Bengals have to win this game. The Bengals have to win this game, but they also have to get help with other teams losing. For example, they need the Denver Broncos to lose. They need the Miami Dolphins to lose. And if the Bengals win this game, then they would get into the playoffs. So it's up in the air for the Bengals playoffs. But who would have thought starting off so bad that right now they would have a record of 8-8. So the Bengals have fought where they wait back through their offense. But let's see the importance of how this game ends up taking place after the week is done with those other teams playing. The Broncos, the Dolphins, and things like that. The Dolphins are going to be starting a backup quarterback in Tyler Huntley because Tua is going to be out again. So they have a chance to lose. Also, Denver is going against Kansas City, who even though they're resting Patrick Mahomes and most of their starters, it's still Kansas City. So they have a chance to win. So the Miami Dolphins and the Denver Broncos have a chance to lose, and the Bengals, if they win this game, they would get into the playoffs. So this game is really important for them. And this game has importance for the Steelers as well, because if the Steelers win this game, and before them the Baltimore Ravens play, so if the Ravens lose to the Cleveland Browns and the Steelers win, the Steelers could win the division. But also, if the Steelers win, they could keep their same place in the seeding over the Chargers and then face Houston in the first round. So there's many things that the Steelers want to do to win this game, just for better seeding and everything like that, and better matchups. They don't want to lose this game, because if they lose this game, they could drop down in the conference, and then they would have to play Baltimore Ravens first round. I know many of you may think that's going to be a better matchup maybe for the Steelers, because they've beaten the Ravens in the past, they know how to play them, but still, it's still facing a top-tier offense, top-tier defense, and you never want to do that consecutively in the playoffs. Doing that against Baltimore Ravens and probably Buffalo Bills second round, then who would know? Maybe the Chiefs third round if they win all of them. So you never really want to do that, but this game has real importance for both teams involved. And that was the injury report and the importance of the game. So now let's move on to the actual football being played on the field, and what each team is known for and what each team has to do to win this game. And once again, I'm going to start off with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So you look at the Steelers, and they have to switch their whole identity as of right now, because everybody on the defense has called each other out, saying there's miscommunication, everything like that. Their offense has miscommunication as well through George Pickens not running his route properly, which led to interception for Russell Wilson. So right now there's just things going on with this team, and they need to figure it out. They lost 3 straight games, and you don't want to go into the playoffs losing 4 straight, or else you're on the bad road and you could just get bounced in the first round. But if they win this game, especially against a really good team in the Cincinnati Bengals, especially with their offense, I know they're not at playoffs right now. They probably won't make the playoffs, but if they could win this game against a high-powered Cincinnati Bengals team, it could bring the team back together, maybe get them on the same page, offense, defense, whatever, and then get them ready for the playoffs. So this game is huge for the Steelers. So they have to get on the same page. That's the most important thing for this game. Get on the same page heading into the playoffs. That's why the Steelers shouldn't bench anyone in terms of their starters, and they won't, because they need to get on the same page. They're not doing good right now, so there's no point of benching players or giving them rest if they're not even doing good to begin with. So get on the same page and win this game and get it together. But the main thing that they need to do also alongside that is just get back to their roots. For example, defense. Whatever the Steelers are known for, getting to the quarterback. But they just haven't been able to get to the quarterback in recent years, other than outside maybe a few players. So just get to the quarterback, create some pressure, and then play on the defender, on the offensive player. Instead of playing 10 yards off, then people run wide open for routes, play up, and play good defense, solid lockdown defense, and make the right adjustments. Know who you're guarding, know who you're covering, and don't let them be wide open and go have a miss assignment. Get back to the roots, and on offense, get back to the roots as well. Run the ball, put in Jalen Warren more than Najee Harris, because he's the better running back right now as of this season. And also, get back to play action, use the middle of the field, take some shots to George Pickens, your best target. Take some shots to Pat Freiermuth, get him involved with the middle of the field, and then Terrell Austin get loose. So, get back to the roots, offense, defense, and then Chris Boswell will do his thing, as he was doing all season, being the rock of this team. So that's the Steelers' game plan, and that needs to be their game plan. And for the Cincinnati Bengals, what do they need to do? Well, it really all starts with their offense, because their defense, their defense is what it is at this point in the season. It's not good. So their offense needs to do good, and it needs to put up 30 plus points. It needs to do amazing for the Bengals to even have any chance in the playoffs, even if they make it, or just in this week's game in general, because the defense is what the defense is. So the offense, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, their running back, Chase Brown, wide receiver T. Higgins, Mike Gesicki, all those guys need to play well. Even the offense line is what it is at this point. It's not good, but if they could play solid, it could really help this team. So the Bengals offense just needs to score points. That's all it is. And the defense just needs to play solid enough where they don't allow too many points, in which it makes it unattainable for the Bengals offense to score more points than the opposing team. So that's basically all it is for their team. Score points, and hopefully their defense stands up, makes stops, and hopefully the offensive line of the Bengals stands up and makes stops. That's what they're hoping for as a team, and that's what they should be looking for heading into this game against the Steelers. Because last time they faced the Steelers, they were able to put up points. The Bengals were able to put up 30-something points, but their defense couldn't stop them. Steelers won the game. So it was a shootout, like 44 to 38 or something like that. So it was a really high-scoring game. So will it be the same? Who knows? Both these teams, as of right now, the Bengals are high-scoring, the Steelers aren't. So let's see if this same thing happens, or maybe it's a low-scoring game. But anyway, that's the keys to the game for both teams. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Who do you believe will win this game? The Pittsburgh Steelers or the Cincinnati Bengals? There's a poll going on right now on the community tab on this channel. If you go to community, there's a poll. Go ahead and vote on it, whether you think the Bengals are going to win or the Steelers are going to win. And also let me know who you think will have a major impact in this game, and also the score predictions as well. You can let me know down in the comments of that one after you vote, but also let me know down in the comments below of this video as well. So that's it for me, but make sure you go vote. Make sure you go comment on that video and on the poll, and make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis reports, everything surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers. I cover it, so stay tuned for more videos like this. Heading to the playoffs here shortly, even after the playoffs. And until next time, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.